Mhm. All right, what's up? What's up, family? Um, not gonna be here long, but of course, we have to do our press releases and announcements, of course, on ScrewTube, and also talk about what's going on in the news, what's going on around us. Us as Black folks, we have to always be aware. The Black media has been doing a good job in, keeping us up to part and up to date as to what is going on. Um, as you know, I just want to piggyback for what everybody else said in the Black media that we do need Black independent media. And so, ScrewTube yesterday when I did the post on Cal Rittenhouse, as you know, that they shortened my video from 1 hour for 47 minutes to 27 minutes. So, guys, it is very important that we now start to make sure that we get our own broadcast and platforms now. We have to get our own um, digital feed channels. We have to get our own news podcast shows. We have to put them on other platforms. It is important for us to get our own digital shows on different types of platforms. A lot of people are talking about Roku. Roku is a good one. Um, there's other. Hold on, man. I already know my notes. Hold on, guys. Excuse me. So we're talking about there are some platforms out there that we could we could start getting giving our shows. The website is coming as well. We're gonna also have um, our shows on there where we're gonna be taking our wave files and our wave files we're gonna be putting them and streaming them live. So when we get our own streaming channel for the Black independent media, that's gonna be very important so that we won't have to rely upon YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all these folks because they're not going to. They're not just. They're just not going to do right. They ran by a bunch of white supremacists, and they're just not going to do right. So we're in the Black media. We're thinking about doing our own platforms. Like I said, have our own streaming service. Make sure that our streaming service is 24 hours so that the Black independent grassroots uh, media and you all can send press releases and we'll have all that updates on all of our channels. Lawyer Henderson TV on Facebook. Um, we're going to go back live on Facebook, even though, like I said, that's the reason why I left Facebook, is because they also play the same game. But we basically in the Black media has to have to get our own streaming service platforms and stuff to tell our own media, and that's what we're thinking about doing. Now, family, I'm not going to be here long because I'm also not only um, people are working on the content or what happened, with the rapper Travis Scott. As 8 people died, and they basically revealed those people already. So I'm working on content with that. Also, there's a Thursday execution planned for Julius Jones. As you know, I've covered a story on that as well. Um, as on ScrewTube, you can go back and look at the video on that. And then we got other content as well going on in Kyle Rittenhouse case and also Ahmaud Arbery. So we have a lot of things going on, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a lot of things that we have to basically cover on the channels here, and so I'm going looking at different platforms. We're going to probably suspend here on YouTube and do Facebook Live a little bit more as well until we can get the platforms you know fixed, so I can get most of my people who was on Facebook. So they used to come on YouTube, but now I'm going to bring them back to Facebook until we get Facebook Live, until we get um, our streaming services up and running, or our Facebook page up and running. That way that you won't miss the content and it won't be interrupted on the internet. You won't have to worry about it being edited. You can look at the whole entire video, because the white supremacists, they're upset now. They're basically trying to tell you, what it is, what you can't say, and all this stuff. And they're really violating your rights. They're really violating the rights, free speech, and all this other stuff. They're getting desperate now. That's the reason why they have to encroach upon your rights, because too many people are listening to the black grassroots media. No one is listening and paying attention to the white media no more. Nobody is listening to them. They're trying to still convince their advertisers that we are listening to them, and they're upset about it. And that's what it is. White people just go directly, they have to directly do things to you, because that's how they operate, you know. And so this white supremacist who run the YouTube, this woman she's a joke. So what we're gonna be doing is that we Facebook, uh, go back to there for a little bit. We're gonna go to Instagram, excuse me, and then there is I want to say Lightcast. Lightcast is a streaming service, and on Lightcast and RockQ, other platforms, Brightcove, other platforms, and even iTunes, we're going to be having a digital content creation of our YouTube and our live media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk more about that, but I want to get into this white supremacist attorney. Let me go there, guys, so I can get his name right. Who's representing Roddy Bryant? As you know, he's one of the guys that has been charged in the Ahmaud Arbery's case. But his attorney, Kevin Gough, is coming out there. He went on a rampage. This attorney, they fired him here in when they fired him in Glenn County. As y'all guys say, I'm watching the Ahmaud Arbery trial, as well as watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And here in Georgia, they're down in Glenn County right now, and the public defender, the public pretender, he used to work in the pretender's office, and he got fired there. This defense attorney Gough. Now, folks, the reason why we're talking about this attorney is because this man basically this is not the first time that this man has said something crazy. Um, what you have to understand about the white supremacists is that what they'll do is they will join organizations like the NAACP. They'll join like so-called labor organizations and stuff like that, where black people are members. And then what they will do is they will try to get that to give them some type of leverage, so they can go out there and criticize black people and talk racism. Now, as y'all know, like I told y'all before, Joe Biden, he used to be a part of the member of the NAACP, but that doesn't mean that he's going to do something for black folks, talk black to me. So this defense attorney in Ahmaud Arbery's trial, Gough, who was fired from the public pretender's office, what he basically said, of course, is he made a complaint, or well, he claimed that that he was warning to make a motion. No attorneys make warnings to make motions. They just make a motion if they could. But man, this guy don't have no kind of leverage. He basically know that like I said in my last video that they cut off. Dude don't have no real adequate defense for these dudes. He basically it's just overwhelming. But anyway, he stood up and said that he had issue with the Reverend Al Sharpton, and that preachers are coming into the courtroom in the back of the sitting in the audience. And the judge was like, man, we basically, as long as they're not disrupting and putting on a show and disrupting the process, then the court doesn't have no problem with that. But this dude, man, he's trying to find all angles he could. He basically now has to look out to he'll have to look out to the audience, like I said yesterday, because he has nothing to defend these folks with. He has nothing to defend them with. That's the reason then why he has to. Oh yeah, the Reverend Al Sharpton and well, when thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. But family, when have the Reverend Al Sharpton, all due respect, when has he been intimidated to anybody? We criticize Al Sharpton all the time here on the Black media and throughout Black channels. Somebody talk Black to me, and he is they playing the game as to saying, oh, these pastors are intimidating. That's their tactics to basically use so they can get this race soldier an appeal. They know that these guys are possibly going to get convicted. And one thing they have to do is he has to set up a some type of lying and some type make up something that's going to help on appeal for these folks. You see, that's all that's going on. And so, what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, we have to continue to watch both cases. Um, Also, in the heat of this, guys, down in Oklahoma, my hometown, um, there is Julius Jones is scheduled to be executed Thursday. And, what I'm saying, I've been calling people that I know down there to try to see. I mean, they already had protests at OU because, he was going to OU, he was at OU at the time of this, that all this had came about. Um, as you know, he was being accused of killing a white man by the name of, I think it's Paul Howell, something like that. I forget the first name, but I know his last name is Howell. So we're going to come on live to talk about that as well hopefully before Thursday or the day of Thursday. And they saying that the white supremacist governor down there, they got stitched. They talking about that he talking about that he was going to do a community, you know, sentence. I mean, like try to commute to life in prison, and not the execution. But the federal courts down there in Oklahoma just basically denied his appeal. So it's now up to either the governor to commute it, or it goes to the president, or I mean the Supreme Court, or even the president can step in. But hell, when you look and see who that is, Biden is not going to do nothing. But family, I want to talk a little bit. Let's go into this rant that this attorney Gough went in, and then, like I said, we're not going to be here that much. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, everybody. You can come back and listen to this if you need to. Um, as you know, in the Kyle Rittenhouse, like I said, y'all, my video was taken down from the Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, well, they cut it short. They cut it to 27 minutes on YouTube. So we're all thinking about in the Black media, trying to get our own streaming services. We'll let y'all know. We might gonna have a GoFundMe, page for that, so we can raise money, so that we can have our own media platform. So we won't have to rely on YouTube or any other platforms. This is better for Black folks because we need our own stuff anyway. Because we're sick and tired of YouTube and other platforms like Facebook and cutting us off just because we're making a point, okay? And just because we're using the word white supremacist and we're criticizing what white folks are doing. That's just the bottom line. But let's get into this article here. Thumbs up, like, subscribe. Let me see, hold on. We don't want any more Black pastors coming in here. Lawyer for a man accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery was, hold on, let me let y'all look at that. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And hold on, because yeah, there it is. So we don't want any more Black pastors coming in here. Lawyer for man accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery was, hold on, guys, let me see. I'm sorry, was not happy that Al Sharpton was not happy about Al Sharpton's attendance of trial. So as you know, they're basically, like I said, they're saying that Since Al Sharpton came in to the courtroom and just sat with the family because I think the mom had asked for him to come and sit in the courtroom to listen in on the trial because you get to invite some people over there, and then it's open to the public, so anybody can come in and sit in a public trial, because that's law as long as they're not disturbing the proceedings. But this attorney Gough, he's known to basically engage in this type of controversy all the time because, like I said, he was fired from the public defender's office, and they had his boss, the guy there. I was talking about it yesterday, how he was fired in the public defender's office when YouTube had taken down our podcast, our show, our commentary from yesterday, family. And I was telling y'all about that this was not the first time that he basically was engaging in some type of controversy. This man is used to, like I said, he came about thinking, okay, well, I had supposedly represented some titles. I get an opportunity to talk out as I want to do. That's just one of those types of white dudes. But it goes on to say here, thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. The Copyright Act, our fair use. We talk about all of that, but screw tubes still take out our deals. See, they know that the vast majority of the grassroots, they're listening to us now. Like I said, that's why we have to get our own streaming platform because ScrewTube is upset. Facebook is upset. The mainstream media, they're upset with us. They know that no one is listening to them. They have bought on their bootlicking, butt dancing Negroes. They have paid them a lot of money to come on to try to lead us astray. That's not working. And family, we just basically just been on a roll here in the black media. We've been taking over. We've been taking over very strongly. But it goes on to say on Law and Crime, a Dan Abrams production, that an attorney for one of the three men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery complained in court on Thursday about the attendance of the Reverend Al Sharpton at trial, claiming that the presence of the high-profile members of the African American community could be seen as an attempt to pressure or influence the jury. Now, like I said, he knows that he does not have an adequate defense for his clients. Understand? And not having an adequate defense for your clients, then you got to look at other ways in order to basically try to argue certain things on appeal, and he doesn't have that. You see, he reminds me of some more other clowns that does this. They see what happened is there are certain types of white attorneys specifically. Well, they'll represent these races, and they basically will act like the races. Now we see something different in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Like that's what I was telling y'all about yesterday when they had cut my video short from 1 hour and 47 minutes to 27 minutes. Man, when y'all watched yesterday, y'all watched. I was spitting yesterday, man. I had so many of y'all in the chat room. The white supremacists, they were in the chat room. They were upset, man. One of them will ask me, "Hey, when you gonna get your phone system back going?" So they can threaten me again. But no, family, thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. But anyway, they were basically lying. Well, no other defense, like, right? So it says, it goes on to say on the page that obviously there's only so many pastors they can have. William Roddy Bryan, attorney Kevin Gough, said in the court on Thursday afternoon, if they're Pastor Al Sharpton right now, that's fine, but then that's it. You don't want any more black pastors coming in here or other. Jesse Jackson, whoever was in here earlier this week, with the victim's family trying to influence the jury in this case, end quote, is what he said. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's just talk about that briefly. Now, it's not that these guys are intimidating. We all know that Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton is not intimidating whatsoever. But this is the white supremacists trying to use a way, like I said, in order to come up to an appeal because they know, like I said, that these guys don't have no evidence, no real defense for these guys. They know that the video showed that they shot and killed Ahmaud Arbery. Now, what I said yesterday about Ahmaud Arbery as he was traveling in jogging in the neighborhood, remember the screw tube had left out the part where I was talking about, hey, they talking about making a citizen's arrest. And they were like, well, why this black dude, why he's always over there looking at the homes and stuff, that it's not half built, and they tried to claim that he was taking stuff and stealing like the copper and stuff like that or whatever they were trying to think he was doing. And I just asked the question, and okay, what makes you think that he was not interested in learning how to build homes, right? What if he wanted to see how a inside of the homes are built? What if he was there just to say, hey, I want to see build me and my family a home one day. And I want to see how do they do that? You see, these white supremacists don't think that black folks have any kind of brain here. And look how they talk to us and like I said, when they try to take these Democrats, they're using strippers and stuff right there to try to get us to go out and vote. You see the craziness going on. But back to the subject, man, yesterday, like I said, that's the reason why we're trying to get our own platform because, man, yesterday I wanted y'all to listen to the entire 1 hour and 47 commentary that ScrewTube messed up. And ScrewTube doesn't give notification out on my content because they see me as the most troublesome, controversial black YouTube influencer. They talk black to me. They see me as one of their most egregious black influencer on YouTube and on other digital platforms. And for them, then that means that I can get this guy to mess up his channel, his webs, we can get his internet to shake it and stuff like that. Then we can do something about it. But anyway, it goes on to say that I think the court. Now, see, mind you, we get to that, mind you, he was not making a motion. He was saying that he was warning that he was going to have to make a motion. But like I said, no one has ever done that in history. It's warning, okay? But if I get some more black pastors in here, I'm not going to make a motion right now. But I'm going to make a motion on this to stop here because you don't need to be bringing no more black folks down here and influencing any jurors. This is what he was trying to do. But it goes on to say and that he adds here, we're talking about this Gough character. I think the court can understand my concern about bringing people in who really don't have any ties to this case. Gough asked the people out of the courtroom, a request that was similarly denied. I'm not going to blanketly exclude members of the public from this courtroom, Judge Timothy Wasley told Gough, adding that anyone that in the courtroom as long as they're respectful. Okay. So basically he was trying to, like I said, he was the one who's causing the distraction. He the one that basically made it a point to point out that Al Sharpton was there. Okay. And when high profile, we in the black community sometimes don't want Al Sharpton or Ben Crump to come because we know that, that they will probably bring some situations. So a lot of us don't even want him in the African American community to come down to every situation. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want them it'll be all about them. So, but what we're saying here though is that they're playing, like I said, there's a situation where that the white supremacists have taken so many L's, man. They've taken so many losses. Like I said, we have a lot of white men on trial, guys. We're also adding the white man who was at the insurrection at the state I mean, not the state, but the federal, the Capitol, and in Washington D.C. when they had the insurrection, those people are actually getting slaps on the wrist, you know. But we are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, the white supremacists are coming unglued. They don't have no kind of that they, like I said, that they're mad, they're angry, they're upset, they have taken all kinds of L's, and this is good. We're seeing the racism play out in both trials. We're seeing in Kyle Rittenhouse case, for instance, where the judge there is showing he's a joke. He's showing his white supremacist uh, flag and behind all over the place. Then we see in our Aubrey's trial, we see the opposite. We see the prosecutor showing his racist tail. So this is just very good, man. And this is what I like, because I like for black folks to see that, like I said, we just don't be talking about that racism and white supremacy exists. We show you how it plays out in all kinds of ways in the American system, the American government. And so therefore, we don't just talk about it, we show you evidence. And that's the reason why our YouTube channels get interrupted. That's the reason why they have to edit your videos, because we're taking on the narrative. And like I said, when you look at our YouTube, we're going to be getting our websites out there. We're going to have to just basically get our websites out there, and we're going to have to, like I said, get these what you call them, the MP4s, or the M movie files, WAV files. Guys, y'all can bring those. I'm going to have a link where y'all can bring those, mail those to me. I'm sorry, even y'all can even, email those to me, like send them through WeTransfer and all that. And we're just going to then take all your channels and just put them on a separate website, so that we can go back and everybody could look at all of our war briefings, as the Honorable Vicky Daly called it, war briefings. But y'all can listen to all of our content, so that we could basically have 24-hour Black independent media. We'll still be doing our films here at Cinema City Pictures, but we want to basically make sure that the news feed is there for the Black community. The grassroots Black community was taken over, and to try to give Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and Ben Crump some type of limited shine, that this is not distraction for us. We know that Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson have been always used as a puppet by the white puppeteers, and the same organizations that he's talking about, as far as where he used to be. Remember, like I said, when he was fired at we're talking about this Gough guy, when he was fired from the public pretender's office. Remember, he was already a part of an organization regarding a labor organization where he had represented some Black folks, like I said earlier, and that's why he feel like he can say this type of stuff. Okay, and like I said, Jim Crow Joe Biden was a part of the NAACP, and this is what we're talking about with these so-called white liberals. They basically try to play this game and pretend like they are friends, and they're not. It goes on to say here in the article, guys, that Joe Wasley noted that even Gough acknowledged that he was not aware that Sharpton was there. I did not hear from anyone that there was any distraction whatsoever, the judge said. In fact, what I just heard is nobody was even after that he was in here. Okay. Now, keep in mind, it's not a distraction to have Sharpton here. It basically isn't. There has been cases lost where Al Sharpton and Ben Crump have been a part of. And in fact, there have been cases where both of them, when they were part of a trial, that they was outside protesting, or they had did some news covering, and hell, there was white guys who still got off, or white police officers who still got off, even when Al Sharpton or Ben Crump, when they come in, a lot of times these officers, when they get the settlements, they get lesser charges for killing an unarmed black person, especially these race soldiers, these police officers. Go ahead and read. So Sharpton's National Action Network did not immediately respond to law and crime email request comment. The exchange happened on the fifth day of the trial of three of the men accused of robbery: gunman Travis McMichael, father Greg McMichael, and Brian. After the jury just heard testimony that was not favorable to the trio's legal defense. The Georgia homeowners who property defendant claimed to have been protected testified that he did not authorize them to front any suspected truth. His owner English also testified it was almost uncommon to have walked in and out of the construction site in Brunswick, Georgia, as Ari believed to have done. The family, if you understand, like I said earlier, a lot of times on these construction sites, we see people going there, and yes, some people do try to go in and steal copper off in certain homes because you can sell copper and you can make money from it by selling it to people who basically will buy that stuff, that raw material. But there is people who are legitimate that will go and actually and just look to see how a home is built. They'll look and see how a home is built, guys, and they'll just go in there and say, "Oh, hey, this is a construction site. I want to go and see," like I said earlier, how you build a house, because maybe I might want to just do one from the ground up. See, the white supremacists, like I said earlier, they don't believe that black people have any kind of aspirations and dreams. They don't believe that. Just like like I said, they like I said about Joe Biden. Dude had basically undermined us since he's been in office. And we told everybody in the black grassroots, the black community, we said vote for him because of everything that he has done in the past against us. That's the reason why we know that he is fake. And then by him joining the NAACP and being a long time member, that doesn't mean nothing. The white liberals always have been connected with black so-called organizations like the NAACP and Urban League. They often go there and speak after they become president, right? So that's nothing new. But we're going to be wrapping up here. Um, um, we're going to thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, guys. But I just wanted to bring y'all this quick update on that issue. Um, I wanted to talk about this, where they said here in Glenn County, no more black people, no more black pastors in the audience, in the courtroom. Oh God, man. But that's good though. Like it. Let let the hatred come out. That's what I like to see here. I want black people to see this. I want y'all to be able to see this so that we in the black grassroots independent media, we won't be labeled saying y'all need to stop all that talking about racism and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. You see, but this is good. This is what we were talking about. Let all that hatred come out. And guess who's the president now? It's not Donald Trump now. Is President Donald Trump the president? No. Who's in office now? Jim Crow Joe Biden. And we're seeing everything play out here. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments and tell me what you think. Also, we're going to be talking Thursday about Julius Jones' case. All right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, leave your comments, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, ScrewTube do have us on a shadow ban. They had, like I said, emailed me. They had took off. I did an hour and 47-minute post yesterday, and they had taken, they cut it all the way down to 27, which is very, very ridiculous. But like, share, and subscribe.